Welcome everyone. This is the second accreditation for 2025. And we're here with our three judges, Alicia, Tracy, and Fru. We have 9 galleries to judge today for accreditation. So we'll go through each one of those. But first, I'd love for each of you ladies to introduce yourselves. Alicia, would you like to start?
Hi there, I'm Alicia Barrett, and I own A to Z Photography in Clarenville, Newfoundland. And I am an APMPI ambassador, educator, and judge. And I look forward to going through all of your galleries today.
Awesome. Welcome, Alicia. Thanks for being here.
Well,
Tracy?
Hi there, I'm Tracy and I'm from Ontario, Canada, and I am Blue Rooster Studio. I am also an ambassador and educator and judge for APMPI. And again, I'm super excited to be here as well.
Awesome, thanks. And Fru, all the way from UK, right?
Yes, hi, I'm Fru from Captured Magic Photography. I based in Newport, UK, South Wales. This is my first time being a judge for APMPI. I'm an ambassador and educator as well, and I feel honored to be there.
Awesome, great to have you. Thanks for being here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share screen here, and we can start seeing these galleries. Here we go. So has everybody seen this?
Yep.
All right, so we have gallery maker number 1. It's an accreditation for maternity. And so let's see, here's the gallery. And you can go ahead and enter your scores whenever you're ready. Does anyone need more time?
Nope, I'm done.
Okay, go ahead and refresh here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and refresh and see the scores. Awesome, and we have scores of accepted, accepted, and accepted. So this gallery has been accepted, and this maker will receive accreditation for maternity. Congratulations to the maker.
Yay.
All right, so now we have maker number 2. This is an accreditation for Fresh 48. We'll go ahead and take a look at that gallery. Yeah, you might need to refresh on your end. And then go ahead and score when you're ready. Does anyone need more time?
No.
Okay. Go ahead and refresh for the score. Excellent. So we have scores of accepted, accepted, and not accepted. So overall, this will be accepted. Congratulations to this maker in the Fresh 48 category. Does anyone want to give any commentary on any of the images?
I'll just add that I chose not accepted because of the skin tones on the babies. A lot of them are very gray or blue tones. And then some of the images, the blankets and things are blocking the faces, or you can't see the facial features entirely. So that's why I chose not accepted.
Okay, thank you for that feedback. So good things to look out
Yeah.
for, even
I'll
with the Fresh
mention
48.
I don't do Fresh 48. Anyone who does that, I commend them because I think it's amazing to be able to go in within that 48-hour period, especially when you're going into hospitals and taking that time to be present in those first literally hours where people become family. That's awesome. And I I see what you're saying, Alicia, with sometimes the blankets, and sometimes there are like, it's contrasty, but I look at this more like it's like you're documenting that moment. And so I'm looking more at the overall, like this is like a moments, as opposed to specific portraits and like skin tone, where like for competition, we'd want to make sure that those skin tones have been warmed up a lot. But overall, like I think this is great. And again, I commend any maker who does this within that first 48 hours. Well done.
Yeah, I agree
Thank
with
you.
Tracy. I feel like some of the images could be improved in certain ways, but overall it's a very, very nice fresh 48 gallery. So well done.
Excellent. Thank you. And we're going to go ahead and go to the next maker. Now we have maker number 3. This is an accreditation for family and baby. We'll go ahead and view this gallery. And this is a resubmission, so you'll see check marks on the images that were previously accepted. So you can just look at there are 4 images that need to be reviewed. And we'll do that as a whole. So go ahead and submit your judging when you're ready. Does anyone need more time? Okay. Well, that isn't working. Oh, there we go. And we have 3 scores of accepted. So this will be accepted, and we can move on to the next maker unless anyone has any feedback to give. Nope. All right. Thank you. Moving on. The next one, maker number 4, is an accreditation for newborn posed. We'll go ahead and view this gallery. You can refresh on your end. This also looks like a resubmission. So again, there are 1, 2, 3 to be reviewed this time. And there are some, it looks like straight out of camera present. So if anyone needs to see that, let me know. I'm going to go ahead and refresh for the scores. It looks like I'm having to click twice. There we go. So we have scores of accepted, accepted, and not accepted. Unless there's a challenge, this will be accepted. And I just want to show that, oh, we have this is from the previous.
I would love to make a comment.
Yeah, go ahead.
On this. So the image where the sibling is holding the newborn, and we do have that behind the scenes with dad right there, which is great. Love to see those. This image for competition would not pass at all. For this accreditation, I wanted to accept it, but the lighting is incorrect on this. We have the lighting coming from the wrong side of the subjects, and it's going to be going up the nose of the baby, and it's shadowing the one side of her face. Technically speaking, the light should be on the opposite side, so it's going across both of their faces. But when you're dealing with a subject like a toddler or a young child and a newborn, and you might not be able to change your light to the other side, or you don't have the time, and you are working with small children, you might only have that 3-minute window. You're going to take what you get. And so for sometimes as photographers, that is our moment. And the lighting might not be correct, but the image is still beautiful. Mom and dad are going to love this image. And Technically speaking, it's lit wrong, but the image is taken, and it's great and it's beautiful. So we got to let some things slide sometimes. So for the overall accreditation of this, I'm going to say absolutely, we're going to accept it. This photographer knows how to pose. They know how to light, and we can see it with the consistency of their other images. But we have to look at this and go, she didn't have a moment to say, hey, can I just change my light to the other side? Because maybe that child could not hold the baby on the other side. That's not her dominant hand. And we got to go with what works in the moment. So I just wanted to point that out, that we understand and we can see that it's not technically lit, but we know that this photographer can light and the pose is great. So accepted for me.
Okay. So based on, it sounds like just based on the gallery. That is exactly why you chose not accepted.
Yeah, I accepted the other two, but the lighting in that image, uplighting always throws me off, and it throws off, for me, it throws off the consistency of the perfect lighting in the rest of the gallery.
Yeah.
And I would have also, given the perfect moment, shifted them slightly or shot from the left a little bit more, so you're not shooting right up the nostrils of the baby. But that's why I chose not accepted.
Okay. All right. Well, yes, thank you for that feedback. Definitely, uplighting is something we want to watch for. It does look like the rest of the gallery is not uplit, but that one image is very good to have that straight out of camera. As was mentioned, we have a hand right there in case she were to move. Yeah, and but yeah. So let's see. I've gone and done it. Here we go. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go to the next maker. All right, now we have maker number 4. This is an accreditation for newborn posed. Let's go ahead and view the gallery. And this again is a resubmission. So any with the check mark have already been previously accepted. So you can look at images number, I can't see them all, sorry. Oh, it looks like 3, 6, and 9.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Okay, I'll go ahead and refresh for the score. And we have not accepted, not accepted, and not accepted. So we'll move on to look at the individual images. Tracy, can you tell me, is it how many images of the 3 would you like to look at?
1.
Okay, and which image number is that?
That is the child holding the newborn sibling image.
This one here. This is image number 6, newborn with sibling. Alicia, did you have any others that you want to look at? And Fru, are there any others that you would like to look at?
No, just this one.
Okay. So this is the image that we are taking a second look at. And we're going to go ahead and judge this individual image. So you can refresh on your end so you can see this, and go ahead and submit your score. Does anyone need more time with this?
No.
I'm gonna go ahead.
On my side, it's not allowing me to vote.
Yes, you're not in a seat just yet, so that's all right. So we just have the 3 judges right now. And just a second. So I'm gonna go ahead and refresh. And then we have, it looks like 3 scores of not accepted for this image. So it does mean that the maker will not receive accreditation for this gallery just yet. But can we go ahead and speak to any critique of this image that could help the maker for future submissions? Alicia, would you like to speak on this? Oh, you're muted, sorry.
Oops,
There we go.
I realized I was. The rest of the gallery has essentially perfect lighting. And this photo has what we call uplight. So your light is on the wrong side of the baby's face and you're lighting up the nose instead of down the face. And it creates those shadows under the eyes and whatnot. Whereas the rest of your gallery that has now been accepted has, you know, the perfect lighting scenario. And the other thing that could be improved with this image is if you were to either shoot from the left, so you're not shooting right up the baby's nostrils, or turn the kids so they are on a slight angle. So again, you're not shooting right up the nostrils.
All right, thank you. Good points. Does anyone have any other comments to make?
I'll just say that in the benefit to the maker that we all understand as photographers that shooting with siblings, especially small children, is incredibly difficult. And so while the parents are absolutely going to love this image because it's beautiful, it's sweet, it is technically incorrect and unfortunately could not be accepted. But there are times as photographers that we have to take our moment and we have to just shoot what we can shoot because we don't know how much time we have with that sibling and whether or not they're going to decide that they're done. And this image did come with a behind the scenes or straight out of camera, which did show that dad is right there with his hand just in case that little girl decided I am done and
Yeah,
drops her hand, that dad is right there.
So,
So
yeah.
it's always wonderful to see that safety is definitely a priority, and it was taken into consideration for this image. But because it's technically lit wrong, it is unaccepted. So we do hope the maker will resubmit that one image so they can get their posed accreditation.
thank you. Well said. Yes, definitely. Being able to resubmit only this one image, you can do that. And just a note, and to anyone watching, that for the sake of uplighting, we do not uplit images even for the qualified newborn photographer, the QNP certification. So that's why this wouldn't be accepted also in accreditation, because that's, you know, the next level. So keep that in mind. Obviously, we know, as I said, that the maker knows how to light images. Siblings are tricky, but great feedback from Tracy and Alicia. So thank you very much. We're going to go ahead and go to the next maker. And I'm just going to stop sharing real quick and introduce Denise. Denise has joined us for judging. And Denise, if you could go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Denise with Appleseed Photography. I've been doing newborn photography for over 12 years, and I am an educator and just love sharing knowledge and helping others grow in their art.
Well, thanks for being here, Denise. Right. So now we are on maker number 5. This is an accreditation for newborn posed. Go ahead and view this gallery, and we have Denise joining us as a judge. And Alicia's taking a break.
Okay. Let's see. Oh.
And it does look like this is a new submission, so we're looking at all 12 images, just a reminder. When you're ready, you can submit your judging. Okay, so is everybody ready? Everybody submitted their scores. Thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and refresh. Yeah, I have to press it twice. There we go. So we have scores of accepted, not accepted, and accepted. With 2 scores of accepted, this gallery would be accepted.
Can I challenge that?
You may challenge that, yes. So we have a challenge. So I'm going to go ahead and click challenge. All right. So since we do have a challenge, we'll go ahead and get some commentary from 2 of the judges. First, in favor of the maker. Fru, would you like to go ahead and give your comments in favor of the maker?
Oh my goodness. For the first look, I just felt this gallery has like a really strong understanding of lighting and posing. I specifically looked at the siblings images, which I feel like very, very nicely handled lighting wise and posing wise and everything. And I couldn't really put my finger on anything that would go under accreditation level. I'm not saying that all the images would score well in a competition, but the gallery itself passed the accreditation for me. So I would really love to hear Tracy's points why she said no.
Okay, yeah, great. So Tracy, could you go ahead and share with us your feelings about the not accepted?
Yeah, absolutely. So overall, beautiful, of course. But I'm assuming that, like, so no, number one says close up. I would say close up needs to be close up. So that feels like it's more of a mid shot to me. But that's not like my main concern on this gallery. There is image number, I'm sorry, see if I can pull it up here. 1, 2, 3, number 5, and then number 11 were two images that I would not accept in this gallery, specifically number 11. I don't, it's uplit from my angle. I can't zoom in on it. I don't know if we can zoom in on that one, take a closer look. Yeah, so I do see that as being uplit.
Okay.
On the baby there, and just I don't know if it's just like Photoshop or there's like the wool, the roving wool that's surrounding the newborn is faded into the background as well. So it kind of had like a cut and paste look almost as well to that. So to me, that was you know, an unfortunate not accepted on those two techniques there, or technical matters there.
Okay. Oops. Sorry about that. Let's get back into the gallery. All right, so with that in mind, we can go ahead and waiting for individual scores. Okay, so with that in mind, we can go ahead and rescore after hearing those comments, and then you can submit your scores now. Okay, so no, it's not coming up, but on the back end, I can see it. So after the challenge, scores have been changed and we have 3 scores of not accepted. So we'll go to the individual images. Tracy, is there 5 or fewer or more than 5 images that you'd like to look at?
No.
Sorry, which more than 5 or fewer than 5?
Oh, so I'd like to look at 5 and 11.
Okay, and are there any other images that you would like to look at, Fru?
No, I don't think so.
And what about you, Denise?
I would agree with Tracy, 5 and 11, please.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and look at those individual images. Okay, so this is image number 5, and we are going to score the individual images now. So when you have a moment, go ahead and submit your score for this image. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and refresh here.
Mine is not saving.
Oh, okay.
It's done now. It's done.
We're good?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. And then we have, one score of accepted and 2 scores of not accepted. So overall, this image is not accepted. I'll go ahead and have Fru talk about in favor of the maker, why you accepted this image.
Because I think it's a lovely composition, lovely colors, lovely connection between parents and the baby. it could be improved if babies brought closer to parents' faces and then like a closer connection of the family. But the lighting is great, editing is great, the colors are lovely. So to me, it would pass accreditation. Wouldn't pass or wouldn't score for image competitions, but overall, it was a yes for me.
And then Denise, can you go ahead and give some helpful feedback why you chose not accepted?
Absolutely. First off, I did notice that this is very beautifully lit. The glasses are perfect. That is hard to do. The skin tone, the editing, the parents, everything is so gorgeous. The colors and the cohesiveness. But my only thing is I just want the baby, I want to either see baby's face or have the baby up closer to the parents, like just to have more of that coziness. But again, this is a gorgeous image, and yeah, that's my feedback.
Thank you. And Tracy, did you have anything that you wanted to add?
Yeah, so I agree with mostly with what everyone said. With mom specifically, if she had just tilted her head just a little, she has a little bit of uplighting, and that's why we see that really harsh shadow under her eye there. It's just the angle of her head compared to his head. He's perfectly lit, baby's lit, lovely. If she had just tilted her head, we wouldn't have that shadow going up into the eye on her face. And that's why I did not accept this.
All right, thank you. So yes, keep that in mind with the uplighting. So this image can be resubmitted. And then we'll return to the gallery and look at the next image. That was page 11, correct? Post. All right. So go ahead and score this image. All right. Does anyone need more time to score this?
No.
Okay. Refreshing. Does it show saved on your end? Hmm. Try this again. Oh, there we go. Okay. So now I see 3 scores of not accepted. So this image will not be accepted. Let's see, Tracy, can you give some feedback?
Yes, so we have uplighting again on this newborn. The pose is great. I mean, it's perfectly positioned in the basket there, and I like the little props, but with that uplighting, that's just a no-no. And also just a little bit of a like it's blending into the background with the roving wool that's going around the back of the baby there. So just some things to watch for, but kudos to the maker for a beautiful wrap and placing that newborn nice and tight inside that basket there. It looks, the pose is beautiful and the props are great. It's just the lighting is incorrect on this image.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone want to speak to the safety on this image?
I was just about to say that I think it would be improved if the baby was placed in a different basket or maybe a slightly larger prop with more room, where like Tracy said before, with the stuffer that goes behind the baby and that's blending into the background, that comes up quite high compared to the basket itself, because baby's bottom cannot be put lower than into that container prop. So I probably would have chosen something larger that doesn't feel out of proportion compared to baby.
Yeah, and then that's a good point. Baby could be nestled further. To me, when I look at it, I just wanted to point out there isn't a straight out of camera image for this photo, and I would want to see that, even if it was a larger prop, just to see that there are at least hands nearby, if not actually supporting the baby as a composite, since he does appear to be pretty straight up and down. There is that support behind the head. It's hard to see because it is blending into the background, but I have a feeling it is there behind his head all the way across. But just to consider that, because he is in quite a vertical position, so not only the back head support, but the the head could slump forward, and that could be a problem as well. So with this kind of image, I would want to see a straight out of camera to make sure that this is done safely, either as a composite or with hands real nearby, in case of any movement. But yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful image. But yeah, the uplighting and other things, that have been mentioned. So work on that, and this image can be resubmitted as well for accreditation for this gallery. All right, into the gallery. All right. So thank you for that, maker, and we'll go ahead and go to the next maker. All right, now we have maker number 6. This is accreditation for newborn posed. And we'll view the gallery. You can refresh on your end. Here we go. And when you're ready, you can submit your score. All right, does anyone need more time?
Yep. 1 second, hold on. It's not, yeah, okay, I'm good.
Okay.
Okay.
There we go. And it looks like we have not accepted, not accepted, and not accepted. So this gallery will not be accepted. Prue, did you have more than 5 images that you wanted to look at closer?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and look at each image individually. We haven't done this round, but it'll work the same as when we looked at any other individual images. We'll just score each one so that the maker knows which images would need to be resubmitted. So the first one is the close-up of baby. And when you're ready, go ahead and enter your score for this image. All right, I'm going to go ahead and refresh. And we have accepted, not accepted, and accepted. So the overall score would be accepted on this image. So congratulations to the maker. And we can go on to the next image. This next image is a mid-length crop. Go ahead and submit your score when you're ready. Sorry, I was muted, but I went ahead and refreshed. And we have 3 scores of not accepted. So this image will unfortunately not be accepted for accreditation and would need to be resubmitted. Fru, can you go ahead and speak to why you did not accept and something that the maker can do to improve this image?
Yes, my main issue with this image was the white balance and the skin tones. I feel like they need to be much warmer. The whites are not actually whites, and the whole image looks really cool and a bit underexposed.
All right,
So,
Denise, do you have anything that you would like to add?
Yes. First off, I do think the baby's expression is beautiful. I do love this image, but I can see the under wrap, and I would like to have that under wrap covered. And because she seems quite sleepy, I feel like we could have made the fingers a little more fine tuned. And I do agree with what Fru said as well about the colors, like the white balance and such. So
Okay. Anything else that you'd like to add, Tracy?
This one was called our mid-length crop. And I know when baby's wrapped, it's kind of hard. We could kind of say this technically could be mid-length, but this is full to me because
Yeah.
the full body is seen. We know it's wrapped. So when we consider mid-length, we really do want, like, I want to say like chest up, maybe like mid, like half that baby body, right? We don't want to see the full prop, the full baby. It's more of a close up. So that's something to consider when submitting and your images.
Thank you for mentioning that, because yes, babies are small, but I would say like face only is the close up, head to chest is the mid length, and then head to toe, which this is, even if the toes aren't showing, would be the full length. For this image, the maker can resubmit for the next round. We'll go on to the next image, image number 3. This is a full length. And go ahead and score when you're ready. Refresh here.
1 second.
Oh, sorry. Good thing it takes twice.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. And we have 3 scores of not accepted for this image. So this image will not be accepted for accreditation and would need to be resubmitted. And does anyone want to speak in favor of the maker, what they did right here, what they liked about the image?
I can.
Okay, go ahead.
I love the concept. I love that we're incorporating dad into this photo, and it's very creative. And I love that the tattoos and the green kind of complement each other in this. And I do see where the maker was going with this, and I do love that.
Excellent. Thank you. Tracy, do you want to add some constructive feedback?
Absolutely. At first glance, I was like, whoa, love it. But when you get closer, you're like, I actually love that the one arm is going underneath that branch, because I think that's kind of funky. But my eye keeps being drawn up to that little knot, that like wood knot that's in between the wrap, in between the hands. So I'm not even looking at baby. I'm constantly just being drawn into that focal point on the image. Which then dragged my eye down to the edge of the wrap, which you can see the Photoshop work there, which I didn't notice when it was far away, but when we zoomed in, I really noticed that there was an airbrush put over top of it, and maybe that's just something that got missed. And then I could see it on Dad's hands. The airbrush went right up on Dad's hands, and that took away a lot of the image for me. I feel like this image, if those details were refined, it might have brought my eye further down onto baby, because this is not an easy pose. We know that if we've tried it, and it can be difficult to keep baby in that position. And if anyone's watching this is done on a beanbag. Please don't hang a baby. Yeah, like baby has a beautiful, sweet face. The lighting is absolutely gorgeous, but those technical details that were missed really took it away, and that's why it's not accepted for me.
Thank you. Yeah, and that's a good point about it being done on a beanbag. I feel like when I looked at that, I immediately knew that it was done on a beanbag, but I might still want to see a straight out of camera just to make that abundantly clear. You know, just a different angle so you can see, because it's quite the illusion. I mean, it does look like baby is hanging. You can't see any impressions in the fabric or anything. I can't, you know, speak to for certain, but my instinct is that this is done on a beanbag, as it should be. But yes, with the other commentary, I hope that gives some good feedback on what to do next time, how to improve this image for the next submission. So I'll go ahead and go to the next photo. And you guys can enter your scores whenever you're ready. Does anyone need more time?
Oh, wait, yeah, can I have just one more second here?
Yep, of course.
I'm good.
Okay. All right, and it looks like for this image, we have 3 scores of accepted. And so we can, does anyone want to say a quick word?
I love it.
Love.
See, I love it.
Yeah.
This is what
I love it too. I was like, it's kind of, you know, it's similar to the previous one, like just the concept of the hanging, but I'm like, it almost looks like a womb, you know, and it's cool. So well done. Thank you, Maker.
Could
and
I
yeah,
just
you can
say
clear. Oh,
one tiny thing? Sorry.
yeah, of course. No, it's okay.
So yeah, absolutely love it. Same as everyone else. And I got caught in trying to figure out if baby is considered uplit or not in this pose.
Yeah.
Because you can see the light under baby's nose, but I think it's just because of the shape of his little nose. He's got such tiny little button nose. Because if you look at the shadows, they are not coming from underneath baby, they're coming from the side. So it could have been improved slightly bit if the maker brought the light a tiny bit more higher, so it's coming more towards Dan on baby's face, or tilted baby's head a tiny bit more towards the light. So that way the maker could have achieved a bit more pleasing light and a bit less uplighting look. But
Yeah, I would
overall,
say
I
it's
think
definitely
it's beautiful.
side lit.
Yes, that's why I was like, hold on, I need to just I need to.
And just moving the light, it's coming here, moving it just so that it's coming from, you know, this angle, or like Fru said, tilting the head so that the chin isn't, it's kind of pointed this way. But it does look like baby's nose is sort of flared up, like the bottom of the nose isn't, I don't know, it's like you said, just the shape of the nose caught the light. But yeah, beautiful image. Go ahead and return.
The tones are beautiful in this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, and I was just going to point out, like, you can tell on this one that it's on a beanbag for sure because of the indentation. So I think no straight out of camera would be needed. All right, so we have image number 5, newborn with parent. So go ahead and score when you are ready. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and refresh. And we have scores of not accepted, accepted, and not accepted. So the overall score would be not accepted. And we'll go ahead and get some commentary in favor of the maker. Denise, would you like to give your feedback or your
Okay,
positive comment?
this image is, it's gorgeous. I love it. I love the black and white. I love the connection with the baby and the dad. But the only thing for me that was getting me was the mouth being open. And because when mouths are open for the baby, it just looks like kind of like a black hole. And so if possible, and again, though, I know that this is a really hard pose to get, so sometimes that's not always possible, but I would definitely be paying attention to trying to, just push your little finger under the little chin, and then we can close his little mouth a little bit. But that's my feedback. But this is an overall beautiful photo.
All right, thank you. And then Tracy, go ahead and give your feedback.
Sure. I loved this image. I love that it was actually in black and white, and I like the contrast of it, and it was like a little more on the harsher side, which like those harsh shadows, but I really liked it against the tattoos. So it for me, I accepted this image. I did like this one. So I see what you're saying with the mouth open, but overall I really like this as a parent newborn image together. I think it worked really well against the baby against tattoos. I love a tattooed man body. With newborns, it's just like yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Prue, did you have anything that you'd like to add?
Yes, that cord at the background, just off the side of Dad. If that would have been removed and those creases in the background would have been fixed in post, that would made a huge difference.
I didn't even see that.
Because my eyes straight away went to baby, and I was like,
I actually thought it was like the edge of a chair. I thought it was a chair, like
so yeah, I think at this level these little things needs to be touched up and removed before entering. And yeah, the mouth being open, to me, it doesn't bother me that it's black, but it bothered me that I feel like baby's head is flopping too much to the side, and that's what's causing the mouth to be open. So I would have played with the positioning a bit more to bring up baby's head a tiny bit more, resting on its hands, really. That would have improved the image for me.
All right. Well, thank you for that feedback. And we will move on to the next image. We have a sibling photo here. And you can go ahead and score this when you're ready. Right. Does anyone need more time?
No.
All right, so we have scores of not accepted, accepted, and not accepted. So the overall score for this image would be not accepted. Tracy, why don't you go ahead and give your positive feedback for this image?
Sure. It's a sibling image. We know that working with siblings can be difficult, and I accepted this image based on the fact that it is lit well. I know that we have our older sibling is just pulling his face in away from the light a little more, but that is something that's out of our control as a photographer, and it is technically lit correctly, and we can't always pose our small subjects the way we want them to when we're trying to get this moment. So I think that it's fabulous. I love how he's cuddling baby. I mean, if we try to fine tune too much, we're not going to get it. So this image as a whole, I thought was lovely.
Definitely a sweet moment. Denise, can you give your constructive criticism?
Absolutely. No, I agree with everything Tracy said. It is very challenging to get images of siblings, especially when they're like this little. and the baby's face, he's smiling, and the little guy's smiling. But what I personally found was his eye, the one closest to the baby, was kind of dark for me. Like it just I kind of lost his little eye there. But again, it's really challenging. And also, I would like to see more crop, like more negative space above his head, because there was a bit underneath the wrap, but then his little head appears to be a little bit cut off at the top. But all in all, I would say this is a stunning image. You know that this is blown up huge on the parents' wall, but I just wanted to share my feedback. But overall, gorgeous work.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you. So yeah, definitely, like, if you can, it sounds like, like, yes, this could be out of our control. He is smiling and all that, but just to have the older sibling just turn his face toward the camera a little bit so that his eye doesn't get lost. That's what you're, yeah.
And
all right, so we're gonna go ahead and return to the gallery and go on to the next image. And we have an image of twins here. And go ahead and score that. Does anyone need more time with this image? Okay. All right, and so for this image, we have 3 scores of not accepted. So Fru, would you like to go ahead and speak to this image first?
Yes. First of all, beautifully done. Love the light, the pose itself, very, very nicely done, and it's not an easy pose to achieve, so well done to the maker. However, both babies appear to be out of focus. Especially the one with the blue wrap who's like on top of his sibling. He's more than the baby on the bottom, but even that baby's we can only see part of the hair being sharp, but the focus falls on the blanket in front of them, and we are losing focus on their faces, which is unfortunately a no for accreditation.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone want to speak to the safety of this image?
I can.
Okay.
Yeah, so there definitely needs to be some hands nearby, and of course, depending, we don't know how long the baby was on top of the other baby for as well, which of course would be a possible safety concern. But yeah, and of course, safety is always number one. But I don't seem to notice any purple fingers or anything like that, so I'm going to assume, but we can never assume fully, but that this was done safely. But no, I do agree with everything that Fru said as well about the image.
So I'll just add that for this, because it is 2 babies kind of like one positioned on top of the other, I would want to see a straight out of camera to make sure that parents are nearby, or a spotter, and potentially hands-on, giving some extra support. Maybe this is just my screen. I am seeing a little bit of discoloring on these fingers. That could be anything, but like we said, we don't know the circumstance, and without that straight out of camera, we don't know if someone was or wasn't nearby. But I'm seeing the focus. And then Tracy, do you have anything else that you'd like to add?
Yeah. Kudos, because working with twins is not easy, and even this pose is very difficult. I think I've done it once in my entire career with twins, and I don't think I would ever attempt it again. Side by side for me, like that's good enough. I don't need to get fancy. What took a little away from me on this one is the out of focus. You can see it's nice and crisp, I think, right on the elbow of that first baby. There's some discoloration in the first baby here on the forehead. There's a little bit of gray tones, but the blue wrap, it's just like higgledy-piggledy in the back there. So I mean, that could have been photoshopped to be really, really smooth and like brought down, but my eye is just going right up into that top corner where it is just kind of Like I get
Yeah.
loosey goosey, but it's just not refined. So keeping that in mind for next time, you can either like Photoshop that so it looks nice and clean, like, or just tuck it in so it's right underneath that little butt, so it's nice and sweet. And then the focus is going to be going towards the newborns instead of kind of being trailing off to the back of the image there.
Okay. And does anyone have anything to add about the backdrop? Nope.
Do you? I was like,
I don't know. So I'm just drawn to this right here. I don't know. Like, I'm like, is this my screen? Are we
no, it's
seeing
not
this?
your screen.
Okay.
It does seem a bit patchy here and there, but
So
I
don't know
wouldn't
what that
bring
is.
that up as
No.
an issue as much
Yeah,
as the other
on the
things.
whole, the other things are more important, but that just for some reason my eye just kept going right here. So I don't know. But no, it is a beautiful pose. But unfortunately not accepted because of the comments with the focus, the missed focus on the faces, and some other issues as well. And so we'll go ahead and go to image number, what is this, 8? And this is the beanbag pose. So go ahead and submit your scores when you're ready. Okay. Is everyone ready?
Mine's not saving.
Oh, give it a
Here we go.
second. Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
Good. Okay. So we have accepted, accepted, and not accepted. So the overall score is accepted for this image. Let's see. Can Tracy go ahead and speak in favor of the maker?
Yeah. I love it. It's cute. First impression was like, oh, I love the little bear. Kind of reminds me of a little kangaroo pouch. I thought it was pretty sweet. I liked the colors. I mean, there's some thing going on with the wrap. Like I think it's just black on the edges of this, not the wrap, sorry, the
Fliccati. Mhm.
I think it is like just black on the edges, and maybe that's just what it is, but I'm okay with it because she's got the dark hair and the dark eyes, and overall it works in the image. It's lit lovely. Would I've liked to have seen a little more head space? Sure. Did it take away from the image? Not too much for me. I think I think it's a beautiful, sweet image. It's really cute. That's what
Thank
I
you.
got. Yeah.
All right, and since it was accepted, I think we can move on.
Okay.
We'll go ahead and go to this little guy here. This is another beanbag pose. So go ahead and enter your score when you're ready. All right, I'm going to go ahead and refresh. And we have 3 scores of not accepted, so this image would not be accepted. Brew, can you give just a comment in favor of the maker? What did you like about this image?
I do like the lighting. I think the position of the light and the direction of the light is great. However, it's causing too much shadows to my liking, too dark under baby's lips and mouth area, and I don't know, I just feel like it's a bit too harsh on the baby, and also the white balance seems to be off in this case as well.
And Denise, can you go ahead and give your critique?
Okay, so I love the pose. I love his little smile. I do agree with Fruit. There's a little bit of dark lighting kind of under the little chin a little bit, but the expression is great. I would have liked to see the fingers like more like that, because I can't, safety wise, I can't tell what's happening with the fingers and what's going on. And then of course I would like to see the little tail for the hat just fixed a little bit, or maybe put on the other side, kind of maybe more on his back and not just kind of out in front of him a little bit. But that's my CC. But all in all, you know that the parents would love this photo.
Any additional constructive criticism that you have, Tracy?
No, I think everyone said everything I would have said as well. Maybe the only thing I would have adjusted for this one specifically is just bringing that little butt around to the side of the image there. So that way baby might have been positioned a little more comfortably, and it would have brought that chin down, the head up just a little, just up, you know, that little butt just towards the camera, just a little. Then we, you know.
And is anyone seeing banding on their end?
No, I can't.
No.
Okay. I'm just seeing something right here that I don't know if that's a shadow or if that's.
I think that's a little, looks like a shadow.
Okay. Well, just something to keep
There
an eye
might
on.
be a little bit in the actual shadows, but it's hard to tell from.
Yeah, it is hard to tell. But yeah, beautiful pose. Just some little critiques there for next time. Okay, let's go on to image number 9. And you can submit your scores when you're ready. Does anyone need more time for this one? Okay. So we have scores of accepted, not accepted, and not accepted. So this image would not be accepted for accreditation. Denise, go ahead and give your positive feedback for this image.
I love this image. I love the lighting. I love the pose. I love that taco in a little sleeper with a little hat and a little bonnet and a little bear that's wearing a matching freaking dress. I'm sorry. I love this, and it's just so, I love it. That's my feedback.
Well, thank you. And Fru, do you want to give your constructive criticism?
Yes, it's perfect. It would have been absolutely perfect if the maker didn't use that hazy purple overlay that fades over baby and the dress and the pillow and everything.
We're talking down here.
There and on baby's head on the top.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I see that here too.
By the ears and on the pillow and over those little bits. If that was taken away or masked off those things, then it would be one of my favorite images, honestly, because it's so nicely done. The pose is perfectly done. The lighting is great. It's just that haze.
So this is a good example of an image that could be resubmitted, the same image, in fact, and just a little bit different editing, because sometimes it isn't really a problem with the photo that is taken, but maybe some finishing touches on the editing. Is there anything else that you'd like to add, Tracy?
No, well, I'm slipping. It's
all good. All right, so this image could be, like I said, re-entered for the next round.
It's like, you know what, it's a good thing that, or it's a good way to say, like, less is more, right? You know, you don't have to like go to like, you feel like you need to edit every single like image, right? And you're like, sometimes the image is perfect and don't touch it. It is, you know, let those shadows be shadows.
Straight out of camera. Yeah. It's cute. I like all the little bears we've got.
I have that same outfit. I love it. It's so cute.
All right, so then we have image number 11, and this is a prop pose. Go ahead and score. Does anyone need more time? Ours aren't coming up. Did everyone show us saved? Yeah. Okay.
And just pop back up.
I'll try again. There we go. So we have 2 scores of accepted and 1 score of not accepted. So this image would be accepted. Fru, would you like to give your comments in favor of the maker?
It's so sweet and so nicely done. Such a relaxed looking pose that's actually not so easy to achieve. So very well done on the posing and on the overall concept of the photo, because I really love it.
And Trayc, can you go ahead and give your feedback?
Yeah, to me, the flower on the newborn just was a distraction for me. But I did like the concept overall. I thought it was really, really sweet. And I did feel like there was a little bit of uplighting happening.
Yeah, same. It looks like the shadows do fall, like it's coming from the side, but I think we saw that before with just the angle of baby's face.
It could just be the angle, yeah.
But yeah, but it's important to remember with lighting, just for anyone watching, that like, especially in these top-down photos, I think it can be hard to remember that you want the light coming across the baby from the top of wherever their head is. So even though it's coming to the side of the flower, that the baby's head, you know, could be tilted a different way slightly, just to avoid that. But overall, this image has been accepted and would not need to be resubmitted. But just some constructive criticism there. What?
One tiny note, you know, there's tiny little hairs that are like, there's like 3 of them coming out of the flower.
Right here.
One at the top, and there's one at the side, like right at 3 o'clock here.
I see that. I didn't even see any of them before.
They're just like small things, and like, if you know, say you're going into competition, like that would probably like be a fallout on that, because of those small details. So
then, like, in terms of scoring, this is one of those like 74 to 79 images versus, you know, the higher, because of tiny little things like that. So just to keep that in mind.
The color of that backdrop is really, pretty though. I do like that.
All right, and then the last image that we have for this maker, image number 12, is another prop pose. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and refresh unless anyone needs more time. All right, so we have accepted with merit, and not accepted. So this image would be an automatic challenge, because we have both not accepted and accepted with merit. So Trayc, I'll go ahead and let you speak in favor of the maker first.
Okay. I accepted this with merit because the overall image I thought was like very refined, beautifully done. I love the lighting, I love the wrap, I love the flowers. I just love how the whole image was just well thought out. Baby looks very sweet. I mean, I like it. That's all I have to say.
Sometimes that first impression is really what it's all about. And then Fru, can you go ahead and speak to why you did not accept this image?
Yes. At first glance, I loved it. I was just about to press accept when I looked for the hotspot on baby's nose, and I realized where the light is actually coming from. So I pressed not accepted because of the uplighting and the light placement.
All right. So we'll go ahead and rejudge. So go ahead and submit your scores, and I will refresh when we're ready. All right, does anyone need more time? All right. Oh. This again, let's see. All right, can you guys try to refresh and rescore one more time because it's not updating for me. After the challenge, or the automatic challenge, we now have 1 score of accept and 2 of not accepted based on the uplighting. So this image unfortunately would not be accepted. So we'll return to gallery. So overall, this submission, some beautiful images, but is unfortunately not accepted and would be need to be resubmitted on those images, the individual images that were not accepted. So we'll go on to the next maker. All right. So now we are on maker number 7. This is accreditation for newborn posed. Alicia is back with us, and Prue is taking a break. And we're going to go ahead and view this gallery. And you can refresh on your end and then enter your score. All right, does anyone need more time?
Just 1 second.
Okay, no problem.
It's not letting me save. Okay, it worked.
Okay. Go ahead and refresh here. All right, so we have 3 scores of not accepted here. So this gallery would not be accepted for accreditation. Let's see, Denise, do you have more than 5 images that you would like to look at?
Not more than 5.
Okay. Alicia or Tracy, do you have more than 5 you'd like to look at?
I think I have 5.
Okay.
Yeah, I
so
do.
go ahead.
I have more than 5.
Okay, so let's just go through one by one. And go ahead and you can score this image. All right. Everyone got their scores in?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, so we have 2 scores of not accepted and 1 score of accepted. So overall, this image would not be accepted. Alicia, can you please give your positive feedback for this image?
I think the pose is lovely on this image. I love the little glasses and the hat. Do we have a good lighting direction with the little butterfly light under the nose? And the only thing that I can see for some improvement would be maybe to correct the tones there in those fingers.
Okay, thank you. And Denise, did you want to add your constructive criticism?
Yeah, just like Alicia said, everything is gorgeous, but the thing that kind of got me was the color of the hands, and also I just want to see like more fingies because you don't see the fingertip of the one little finger there, and I would like to see the chin kind of up a little more on the hand, or like the cheek, sorry, up a little more on the hand. But otherwise, this image is stunning.
So thank you for your feedback. It sounds like mostly just that color tone, a little bit on the posing, but overall a nice image. But can be resubmitted in some editing. We'll return to gallery. And go to image number 2. And you can go ahead and submit your score there. All right, I will go ahead and refresh. And we have not accepted, and accepted. So again, Alicia, if you could talk about the positives of the image.
I like the skin tones in this image. Your whites are white. Then you have a great light direction in this image as well.
All right. And Tracy, if you can give your feedback on this image.
Yes, I like the concept of the image, but the hand placement, I know that's always hard when we're dealing with newborns in a prop, but is really distracting in the color tone in the hands compared to the face. It does look like baby does have a little bit of jaundice. So working on those skin tones and just trying to remove some of that, or even just to change the skin tone of the hands to match, either or would have worked well. And I don't know what's in the hand of the other hand. It's like just a baton, but it's quite distracting actually. So that kind of like the small elements took it away from me, where I'm not focusing on baby. I'm constantly looking at the baton and then the half duck. My eyes drawn back to that corner because it's such a vibrant color. So composition wise, that fell short.
All right, thank you. So with 2 scores of not accepted, this image would not be accepted for accreditation and would need to be resubmitted. And next we have the full length. Right. Does anyone need more time here?
Nope.
All right, and we have 3 scores of not accepted for this image. So this image would not be accepted for accreditation. Let's see, Denise, can you go ahead and give some feedback as to what the maker could do better for this image?
Absolutely. So first off, the creativity and the concept is gorgeous. The outfit, the styling, the little swing, the fact that the baby was awake and you got her to hold the swing like that, like I can definitely commend you for the effort that you put into this. But for me, it's the lighting, and because you don't see catch lights in the baby's eyes, and so I would just be mindful of light placement. And I noticed the little toes, they're kind of out of focus. And yeah, those would be the couple things I would pay attention to for the next time you do this setup. But otherwise, yeah, I can see exactly where you were trying to go with this, and I think you should try it again for sure.
Thank you. Either Tracy or Alicia have anything else to add?
Nope.
Yeah, mention whenever you're using florals, just be mindful. We have one floral right by the swing here that is upside down. And then we have the one that is on the top corner there. It's just like jetting out and it's not symmetrical to the other side. So just being mindful of how you're placing the flowers when we have baby there. But everything else, Denise, that you said is the same with what I would have mentioned as well. Just, yeah.
Thank you both for your feedback. We'll go on to the next image. This is image number 4, newborn alone. Everyone good? Okay. We have accepted, not accepted, and not accepted for this image with an overall score of not accepted. Denise, go ahead and you can give your positive feedback about this image and benefit of the maker.
Absolutely. First off, I love this pose. You got the knee behind the elbow, which really showcases those little rolls. The expression is beautiful. I actually like this angle. I like that you kept her I believe they're called Mongolian spots, but if there's a new term, please let me know. And I love that I love keeping those kinds of details. So I really love that that's still there. And I love the placement of the headband. It is on the side of on the side of the side of the shadow. Yeah, so that's my feedback. I love the edit. And yeah, so I think you did a great job.
Okay. And Alicia, can you speak to why you did not accept this image?
Yes. So I really like that the spots are left on the skin there, but there are some other discoloration issues like the purple foot and the blue in the fingers and around the lips and on the forehead there. So fixing those tones would be great. There's some distractions in the corners of the backgrounds in all four. We have some like vignetting happening there. So doing a lens correction maybe in post would help you with that. And I'm also finding the light direction to be fairly flat, so you're not getting a lot of depth in your shadows. The direction is good, it's just that the light is not positioned in a more pleasing way, we'll say. The pose is excellent. I love the knee and the elbow together, so you get all those little side wrinkles, and her expression is also adorable.
Excellent. Yeah, so lots of positives about this image, but a few things to work on as well. Overall, like I said, this image would not be accepted. Mostly, it sounds like an editing thing, so that could always be resubmitted with some additional editing. And then let's see, image number 5. We have parents and baby. Go ahead and submit your scores. And does anyone need more time? Okay. And with 3 scores of not accepted, the overall score for this image would be not accepted. Let's see, Tracy, can you go ahead and let the maker know what they could do differently for this image?
Absolutely. We always love when we have a nice cuddly couple together, but we do need to always watch our backgrounds. We do have some tearing or tape, or there's something on the background. There's like 2 giant spots, and then there's a little gap on the very corner that we can see. And then we want to always have mom and dad as tight as they can together, so we don't have that gap in between them, because it becomes a little bit of a distraction to see that background like peeking through, especially when their wardrobe is such a contrast to the background color. A small issue is the skin tone between baby and mom and dad here. So it does look like, again, baby has some jaundice here. So just kind of taking some of that saturation out of baby so that they can kind of blend a little more with mom and dad's skin tone would be really nice to see. And then we've got some highlighting issues on mom's shirt, a little on dad as well. White can be hard. So working with white I hate working with white. And mom's shirt's half tucked in, half not tucked in. So those small details we really want to watch for as well. It's a lovely pose. It's a great pose. It just needs to be refined. And yeah, that's all I want to say about that.
Okay. Does anyone have anything else to add?
No, that would cover everything.
Excellent. So this image would unfortunately not be accepted. But thank you for the feedback, Tracy. Okay. Next we have sibling and baby. Does anyone need more time with this one?
1 second, it's not saving for
Yep.
me.
No worries.
All right, 10th time is a charm.
All right, refresh, very good. So with this image, we have 3 scores of not accepted, so the overall score would be not accepted. Let's see, Alicia, would you like to go ahead and give some constructive criticism?
Sure, the same thing with this image. You've got some distracting elements there in the background on the left-hand side, and in the corners as well. I like the reflection underneath the little fella. And some skin tone issues again. We've got half a face on the baby that is very red on like forehead down the nose cheek area. So I would correct that to make it match a little bit better with the big brother.
All right, thank you. Denise, do you have anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, I think it's really precious. I love the reflection, like what Alicia said. But you definitely want to be mindful of your backgrounds, because you know, in the last photo as well, there was you know, you can see that there's something kind of above the little guy's head, like the one that's laying down. You could see something there. Just polish up that, and you know, you'll have a winner on. So yeah.
Excellent. Thank you. And then I would just like to also mention that this is an image that I'd want to see a straight out of camera to make sure a parent was nearby. This could potentially be someone standing there, but I don't know unless I see a pullback or a different angle. Yeah, what I do personally is like I always have a kind of behind the scenes camera set up that's taking video. So even like a screen grab from that could show that someone's nearby. Just because he looks on, you know, a little bit older than a toddler, he still might decide he's over it. And that's not a position that the baby's necessarily going to be safe in if he decides he's gonna get up, the big brother. So yeah, we'd want to see that.
I like it.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
I love the pose. The pose is
yeah,
not one that you see often, and I
no.
don't think I've ever done this pose, and I'm mentally noting it now to be like, I
Yeah, I like it.
I'd like to try that.
I just did it with a dad, but like I kind of like it with with a
I like
kid
it.
because
Yeah, with a
this
kid.
kid looks relaxed, which
Yeah.
is nice.
Yeah.
And I think there's a certain element of you have to, as the photographer, like you know your client better than we know your client. We weren't there. We don't know his demeanor. He seems like a real calm kid, you know, like from what I can tell. So that could totally, you know, be the case. But just for this kind of thing, just to be on the safe side, you know, just knowing that there was a spotter or something nearby would be good. But the baby does obviously look pretty secure there and all wrapped up, which is good.
And like we want to watch that ear because his ear is bent.
Yeah, that's the only part of him that doesn't look comfortable, right?
I know. And like I want to just poke it. I'm like,
yeah. All right. So let's see, image number 7. We have twins here. Go ahead and enter your score. Does anyone need more time? All right. All right, so we have scores of accepted, not accepted, and not accepted. So with 2 scores of not accepted, the overall score would be not accepted. Denise, would you like to talk about what you loved about this image?
I loved everything. Their little towels wrapped around their little heads. I can't. And the fact that they're clutching hands is, I don't know. There's so many little feet, so many little hands, little house coats in a tub. The lighting, I only can say that I love it. Like I internally screamed inside. Like it stopped me. Like if this was in my newsfeed, I would stop to compliment this image. So that's mine. That's my feedback.
Such great compliments. Thank you. Alicia, can you give some constructive criticism as to why you did not accept this image?
I absolutely love it. It is absolutely adorable, but both babies are uplit. And that would be why I chose not accept it. You've got the instead of the light, of course, it's difficult to get lighting placement on babies when you have them going in opposite directions. So that's challenge number one. But in a situation like this, you could potentially light both babies separately and then composite them together in your final image, or find a lighting placement and head position where the light is hitting their faces correctly, instead of this situation where both babies are uplit and neither one are lit correctly.
And Tracy, would you like to add anything?
Yeah, I did the same thing when I first saw this. I was like, "Ooh, this is so cute." It's really sweet. Then you start to get in closer, and the diaper showing on the little one in the pink outfit.
Mm-hmm.
And then the little stuffer, the Flocati stuffer that we have above the head of the newborn in the white towel. It was like the undersiding is showing, and I know I'm being a little nitpicky, but I do agree with the other elements as well that Alicia pointed out. And just, less is more. The pearls kind of took a like I love the idea of it, but like when you start to add elements that start to draw your attention away from the newborns is something that I don't want to see. I want to be looking at the newborns and not the pearls, which I'm drawn right into the center of the image as opposed to the newborns there. So the composition, which is really hard to do with the newborns. Let's just not take away with props that less is more. Yeah.
Any feedback about the backdrop?
It's Flocati. I would have used a Flocati. This is actual stuffing that from a pillowcase, or like a something like a pillow or a stuffy, right? Yeah. Which I totally use for snow in my winter sessions. But it's almost like it's too in focus. So if it was like out of focus and you didn't see a lot of the detail, it would have, brought our eyes' attention more into the center where the newborns are, where when there's too much detail happening on the outside with those small flowers, and then the details in the stuffing, I'm being pulled away. And then when all the flowers aren't turned upwards, and we have some that are upside down and some are on the sides, it's not cohesive. So our brain starts to kind of ping pong around when we notice something is not in the right place. So I appreciate the effort put in to this, but I'm going to go back to less is more.
Excellent. Yeah, always wanting to make sure that the focus stays on the babies in those newborn photos. So this image would need to be reaccepted or resubmitted rather. We're going to go ahead and go on to image number 8. This guy. And this is a beanbag pose image. Go ahead and score. Does anyone want more time for this image? Okay. There we go. We have not accepted, accepted, and not accepted. So that's an overall score of not accepted for this image. Tracy, I'll let you begin since you accepted. What did you like about this image?
I just like the placement of the newborn here. I like that you could see a little bit of his fingertips. I like that you could see, just a little edge of that second foot. So you know that they're both there. It is not the easiest pose to put newborns in. So the fact that he's nicely snugged in there, and he looks very comfortable and little and nice and cozy. So I did like that.
Excellent, thank you. And Denise, why don't you go ahead and give some constructive criticism, please?
Absolutely. So I the pose is like the angle, the pose is like, I would say it's dang close to perfect. But my eye is drawn to the wrap that's kind of going, you know, if you could liquefy it and make it more round or a little more polished. And then I can see some shadowing, kind of again, it's just backdrop work. You can see on the bottom left kind of area, you can see like some wrinkles or some kind of deep shadows. And but again, like it's just very fine-tuney kind of stuff. So, you know, it's not going to be crazy to, you know, tweak that a little bit and send it back, right? So
yeah. So again, another one that like this isn't a reshoot; it's just a re-edit and resubmit. So
very minor. Yeah.
Excellent. All right, thank you. We'll move on to image number 9. Just this one. Anyone need more time?
No.
We have accepted, not accepted, and not accepted. Denise, I'll let you start this time. Why'd you love it?
I do. You know, I'm a sucker for this pose. It's so cozy and tucked in. And the baby pink, and I love the pose. That's what I only have personally, you know, I just love it. I was just really drawn to it. So great job.
Thank you. And Alicia, why did you not accept this image?
So I actually really love the lighting in this image, the lighting direction, I should say. But we've got highlights blown on the wrap as well as the right side of the bow. And there are quite a few wrinkles and discoloration throughout the background as well. And we've got blue magenta feet and fingers in this photo as well. And then there's some blemishes and things that could potentially be fixed on the face. So essentially, the big thing would be the highlights. This could easily be another image where it's just re-edited and
A
submitted.
little bit of editing. Yeah. Excellent. Thank you for the feedback. So yes, with 2 scores of not accepted, this one would not be accepted. And we'll move on to this one here, which is another beanbag pose. And does anyone need more time for this one?
Yeah, 1 second.
Yep, no problem.
Okay, I'm good.
All right. Does everyone show saved? Not refreshing for me. I'll try manually here. There we go. All right, so we have 3 scores of not accepted, so this image would not be accepted. Tracy, can you go ahead and give some commentary about the image?
Yeah. The posing, well done. Hands on the chin is always hard. I like that we can see some of those fingers. I mean, we have time to refine it. Pulling out all those little fingertips just so we can see all of them would be just marvelous. But with that being said, the coloration, so we want to work on making sure that the skin tone is consistent and we don't have those little red fingers, but overall skin tone, it feels a little saturated, especially against the white here. So that just is an editing issue. Like we have some gray around the mouth and just like under the mouth as well. So like kind of working on that skin tone would be wonderful for this image overall. But I like that you know, baby's face is positioned so sweetly and it's perfect, like perfectly centered in the image here. But we do have a little bit of like an upward lighting happening on him, him. He got a hat on. Hello, man.
Thank you. I cut out there for a minute, but I heard most of that. Does anyone have anything else to add that wasn't said? Okay. So this image will not be accepted. We'll return and go to the next image. This is image number 11. This is the prop pose. Does anyone want more time?
No, I'm good.
Okay. All right, and we have 3 scores of not accepted. So unfortunately, this image would not be accepted for accreditation. Denise, go ahead and you can give your constructive criticism.
Okay, so everything, like the details, like the little bear suit, even just how perfectly lined up those little letters are with his foot perfectly placed on, like that was a lot of detail, a lot of attention there. But for me, the image is just, it seems just quite dark, like especially the baby. And so that is, you know, I would just say to brighten him up a little bit, and work on his skin tone a little bit. But this image, like, very creative photographer here. So yeah, well done. It just brighten him up.
Anything else to add by either of the other judges?
I would say try to match your lighting direction as well on the baby and the foreground elements, the teddy bears and the blocks and whatnot, to the background. The lighting is different in both of those. You've got a harsher highlight on your left-hand side of the camera, whereas you're not getting that same dimension in the lighting on the baby or the lighting on the bears that you've actually placed yourself. So I would watch that when you're using a background like that to try and match your lighting as best as possible. But the pose is absolutely adorable, and with a little bit of this, again, you could potentially edit this image so that the lighting do a bit of dodge and burning on the baby and the bears, and you could match that pretty well.
Yeah, I agree with all of that. My one suggestion, if this maker is going to re-edit to resubmit, is there's a line straight down the middle of that background, and I don't know if it's a folded crease or if that's how it came. I feel like it's a folded crease. I edit that out or like iron it out, and then the oranges, again, like that jaundice, or maybe it's just the orange highlights or the orange saturation it feels like it's pulled up, but like pull that down to take that jaundice out of the newborn there. But also it will probably help blend the teddy bears with the background. And one small minor adjustment I would make if I was resubmitting and editing is the green on the name. I would change that so it's more complementary with the rest of the image, because it really pulls, like that reddish tone kind of goes with the rest of the image where we have those warm tones, but that green seems to be a standalone tone in this whole set.
Yeah, my eyes definitely drawn there. I love the foot on top of those though.
I know, it's very cute. Yeah.
Creative. All right, thank you for the feedback.
Oh, and there's a piece of tape. There was a piece of tape on the ground.
There's tape. Okay.
Yeah, it was right on the right-hand side there. If you're looking at the image, it looks like painter's tape.
Oh, down here.
Piece of painter's tape. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of little things and I see a little something there, but I don't know what it is. All right, and then last image we have here, this is another prop pose. You can go ahead and score this. All right, and does anyone need more time with this image? Okay. All right, and we have 3 scores of not accepted, so the this image overall would be not accepted. Alicia, can you go ahead and give some feedback for this image?
So the first thing again is some background elements that are pulling focus. You got something going on the left-hand side there with your, it's either a wrinkle or shadows or something, and
Okay.
on the right-hand side as well. And then the hoops in the background, you can see the tape where they're hung up. So those are all little things that would elevate the image immediately. And then the other thing, the baby is the darkest thing in the frame currently. You've got it competing against all the white elements with the white towel on the head and the tub, and even the white fluff is, even though it's dark, it's brighter than the baby is. So I would suggest brightening the baby up for sure. The white fluff that the flowers are on is actually gray, so that needs to be brightened as well. And then lastly, I would try to perfect those fingers a little bit, get them a little closer together and flatten them under the chin a bit more so that it's giving you a more pleasing angle to the head and cheek instead of it all being squished together there.
Excellent. Any other comments that anyone wants to make?
I just wanted to shout out the photographer for the like the level of creativity I've seen in this gallery is you're very much on your way. These are, I love them, and I do agree with everything Alicia said about this image as well.
Yeah, the creativity in this gallery is very
Yeah.
good. It's
Yeah.
just the little details like the wrinkles and things that could really elevate this to a completely different level.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with all of that. I would have liked to see a straight out of camera on this because the photographer needs to be a certain distance away from this image, from the baby, that I don't believe that they're in arm's length. And I don't know if we have a mom or dad or just a spotter that's close, because we have such a pullback of this image.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone is close enough to baby to for safety reasons. Like I know when we do bucket pose, a lot of us are like, we can be really close, but I always have a spotter. I know most of us do. But yeah, and I do love the creativity. There's a lot that this photographer has put into these galleries. But I also feel that this would have been a great standalone image with baby just in the tub on the white. So my less is more comment again.
Yeah.
You don't need to always have so much going on because it's just about baby, but I do appreciate all of the elements that are going into this as well.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you. So again, with this gallery, unfortunately, would not receive accreditation, but can be resubmitted for the next round. And we're going to go on to the next maker. So now we have maker number 8. This is accreditation for family and baby. And view the gallery. Can everyone see that? And you can go ahead and submit your score when you're ready. Right, does anyone need more time? No? Okay. All right, so we have accepted with merit, and accepted. So overall, this gallery will be accepted. Does anyone just want to give a couple comments? Maybe Fru, since you accepted with merit, what did you love about this?
Everything, absolutely everything. It's such a pleasing gallery to look at, such a lovely submission panel. I think this maker has a very unique posing editing style, which is like very uniform all across all the images, and is just really lovely to look at, really. And I
Thank
think my absolute favorite photo is mum with the 2 kids, like the very last picture she sent in, or he sent
Oh,
in.
yes.
I'm assuming
Sweet.
it's a she, but
Who knows
yeah,
with
it's just
babies,
wonderful.
right?
Very well done.
Let's see. Trying to look at that image close up, but it's not letting me.
And
Oh, there we go.
in this gallery is so cohesive across the submission, which is really nice to see. And I really like that they have a particular style with like the warm tones in the backgrounds and the skin tones and everything. Like this is a very well put together portfolio. Congratulations to this maker.
Well, thank you. And just to note that that accepted with merit means that this judge feels, at least some of these images would score higher and, get a merit in image competition. So consider submitting for image competition. I will note, because I personally had this question when I've done submissions in the past, asking whether for the 12 different setups, whether they have to be 12 different backdrops. That didn't seem to bother any of you today. And it is really cohesive. We do see some different backdrops as far as like with the sibling photos on the Flocati. But just a note to anyone who's curious, like you can have different setups even though you're using the same backdrop, because maybe you are, in a space where you only have 1 or 2 backdrops. So you can't necessarily have, 12 different colors of backdrops, and that's not expected. But varying the posing and positioning, and how you tackle each of those images. So there is some variation in that, even though we're using the same backdrop there. So, but very well done, nice and cohesive. Thank you. And we'll go on to our next maker, which is maker number 9. This is an accreditation for maternity. And go ahead and look at the gallery and submit your score when you're ready. All right, does anyone need more time? All right. All right, and we have, again, accepted with merit, accepted, and accepted. So this gallery overall would be accepted. And this maker would maybe like to consider submitting images for competition as well, since that accepted with merit is indicated. Denise, would you like to go ahead and give some comments on what you thought about this gallery?
This is showstopper vibes. I don't. They're also different, but yet, like you say, so cohesive, striking, stunning. The lighting, the editing, the posing, this just all the everything's so like I don't know. It's gorgeous. I'm obsessed. I can't yeah. Amazing. Yeah.
Awesome. And anything else that Alicia or Fru you would like to add?
I agree. The lighting is absolutely stunning in all of these. Everything about it is beautiful. I love the pop of color that is still muted. It's not like super vibrant and overpowering. It just all works well together very well. And the editing is so beautifully done as well.
Excellent. So congratulations to this maker. With accepted scores, you'll receive accreditation in maternity. All right, so that concludes our accreditation for today for this round of the second 2025 accreditation. Congratulations to those who received accreditation this round, and I hope those of you who did not receive it do submit again and take that feedback from the judges and apply that to future images or some editing for resubmission. So thank you all for joining us to judge. Really appreciated hearing your comments. I know I learn something every time I do any sort of critique from others, like whether it be my images or not. So definitely valuable to anyone watching so that they can be ready for any future submissions. All right. Have a great day, everybody, and goodbye.